Good evening, fellow Biafrans, all men and women of goodwill, all lovers of freedom and justice from around the world. This is Radio Biafra Live Broadcast, and this is the PM edition for the 28th of August 2014. We are reaching from London, and my name is Ucheme4. And this evening, we must begin, first of all, to apologize for not coming very quickly as we promised. This is as a result, as always, of technical issues we needed to put in place, and we can confirm that everything is okay now, and we once again apologize for this. We are battling with a lot of things, and we are happy to say that we are back. This is Radio Biafra Live Broadcast, and once again we are reaching from London. To listen to this broadcast, please go to www.radiobiafra.co, www.radiobiafra.co, and if anything fails, please go to www.biafrarestoration.com or www.indigenouspeopleofbiafra.org or simply www.peopleofbiafra.org. You can also get this live broadcast at www.ipob.org, www.ipob.org. We are also telecasting this broadcast, so you can also get it at the same www.ipob.org, but you must scroll down to the center of the website and mute the audio before you can look, or rather watch, if you want to listen to this on the TV platform. I am glad to announce that this evening I am joined by Barrister Imam Mezu from London and Mazi Ema Amechi Otuosoro from Israel. He is the continental rep for Asia continental rep, and I am also joined by Festus Anekwe, who is the coordinator for London. They are going to co-host this program this evening with me, and together we are going to, with other Biafrans around the world and all men and women of goodwill and all lovers of freedom and justice, do justice to this evening's program. We have a lot to discuss, and without wasting much time, I will go to Barrister Imam Mezu to say hello. I will now go to Barrister Imam Mezu to say hello to Biafrans and indeed all men and women of goodwill from around the world. Barrister?
Thank you, Chemefo. Good evening. Good evening, fellow Biafrans, wherever you are. We apologize, of course, for the delays in coming to you at this point in time. The engineer, the deputy director, Ucheme4, was trying to authenticate some issues before he could bring us to you. And we're happy and can also tell you that we are set to go. We thank you for your listenership. We also welcome you to this particular evening edition of Radio Biafra. Which I must say that, of course, Emmanuel Otuosoro will have to explain this to himself. I think he's the continental rep for Middle East, not Asia, as you said earlier. Yeah, so yeah, but he will clarify further when he come on to speak. So, fellow Biafrans, wherever you are, we welcome you this evening. And we thank you for coming along. And of course, invite your friends, well wishers, and those who are interested in Biafran restoration. We thank you. And please do not forget our usual protocol. Once you hear your name is mentioned, do not forget to turn off your listening devices, as you will have to go back to listen to it. Therefore, we thank all of you. We welcome you. And back to you, Chemefo. Thank you.
Thank you, Barrister, for that. Thank you very much. Yes, quick correction there. Yes, Mazi Amechi Emmanuel Utuosoro is the continental rep for the Middle East. Continental rep for Middle East. That was a slip of tongue, and apologies for that. We will now go to him, Mazi Utuosoro, to say hello to Biafrans and indeed all men and women of goodwill from around the world.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Ucheme, for good evening. Good evening, Barrister Imam Mezi, and good evening, fellow Biafrans all over the world. My name is Mr. Emmanuel Amechi Otuosoro. I came from Eziama Obaire in Unkwere local government, Imo State, Biafra land. And by the grace of Chukwu Abiyama, I happen to be the continental rep for Middle East. Thank you, Biafrans all over the world, lovers of freedom. I welcome you on all to this night edition of Radio Biafra. Please, good listening to each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much. We are also joined, as I have said earlier, by the coordinator for London, Festus Anekwe. Festus, can you please say hello to our listeners, to all men and women of goodwill from around the world, please?
Okay. Good evening, fellow Biafrans. Good evening, all lovers of freedom. Good evening, Biafrans worldwide. My name is Festus Anekwe. I'm from Adaba in Enugu, Biafra land. I'm greeting you from London today, and by the grace of God, the coordinator of indigenous people of Biafra in London. I must say that I'm very, very glad, very happy, very honored to be in your midst, to be a Biafran. And I welcome all of you today. It's edition, a wonderful day, that you put your ear down, your pen and your paper, to jot down all our discussion today. I welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Festus. And we, in single tone, in a joint tone, of course, welcome everybody this evening. This is Radio Biafra live broadcast, and we are reaching from London. I have always, and in most cases, forget to say where I come from, because whenever I come and say Ucheme4, I just felt, yeah, that's it. And I ask people about it. I don't mince words. I am from Abatete. Abatete is in Idemili, and Idemili is in Anambra State. Idemili North, I don't want to say Idemili North because of the creations of the Nigerian government in trying to divide the people of Biafra. Welcome once more. We are going to read the news headlines, and after that we will go into the substantive discussion for the evening. We are reporting that gunmen have attacked Bauchi army camp and killed the commander. Gunmen have attacked Bauchi army camp and killed the commander. That is one of the headlines this evening. We are also reporting that fire has razed several shops and part of a church building after a tanker containing premium motor spirits exploded yesterday at Total Depot Dockyard, Apapa Road area of Lagos. We are also reporting that the Nigerian army has said that they will capture, or rather recapture, Boko Haram's caliphate very soon, but they are on the run. At least 60 people have been killed in central Nigeria communal battle, according to police. The Hausa Fulani Islamic terrorist Boko Haram are relocating from Zambisa to capture territories in northeastern Nigeria. We will try to read this in details. The news this evening has been somehow staggered, and I will try my best to put it together. Unknown gunmen on Thursday morning attacked an army camp manned by 6 armed soldiers at Wunti Dada, Bauchi State. One of the soldiers, a sergeant who was also the commander of the camp, was killed while one other army personnel was shot on the leg. The Nation newspaper, that is the third-party platform reporting this because it is not original Radio Biafra, gathered that one of the attackers was also killed, but others escaped with gunshot wounds. The attack occurred at about 5:20 a.m., few minutes after the Muslim first prayer of the day. A source told our correspondent, "I was afraid and did not get very close to the camp, but I think some soldiers were wounded in the attack." The spokesman of the Bauchi State Police Command said that their correspondent to the army authorities when he contacted the incident. This news is not well written. The spokesman of the army, Bauchi State Command, Haruna Muhammad, referred our correspondent, that is the correspondent for the Nation newspaper, to the army authorities who he contacted on the incident. We are also reporting that fire has razed several shops and part of a church building after a tanker containing premium motor spirits (PMS) exploded yesterday at Total Depot Dockyard, Apapa Road area of Lagos. The incident was said to have started at 5 a.m. and raged till 10 a.m. before a team of armed firefighters from Aonda, Tutu, and fire service arrived at the scene to put it off. An eyewitness who preferred anonymity said the incident began at 5 a.m. when illegal oil bunkers were transferring PMS from kegs to the tanker. While transferring fuel from kegs to the tanker, one of the kegs was said to have fallen and caught fire, which engulfed the tanker. Fortunately, the other tanker close by was empty. It would have been more serious. Immediately the fire started, the culprits ran away. This must have been a terrorist attack from Boko Haram, and they are trying to cover up. Using tankers. Of course, Boko Haram can use tanker. They have announced it before that they are going to attack other places using all sorts of devices and means. This is one of the problems we have with Nigerian authorities. They will not tell you the truth. They will also not be sincere with their useless, weak army position when compared to Boko Haram. They are relatively inferior to Boko Haram, and Boko Haram is unleashing mayhem on all of them, including innocent citizens of that particular contraption called Nigeria. And of course, for the Biafrans who are still in other parts of Nigeria, especially in the north, you must advise yourself that you are on your own, because nobody is going to protect you. Director of Defense Information Major General Chris Olukolade on Wednesday said the Nigerian Army will soon reassert Nigeria's sovereignty in portions that have been violated illegally by Boko Haram. We are definitely working to reverse all those tendencies. We are not conceding any portion of this country to a group of terrorists, and the required operation to reverse that is ongoing, he said. Olukolade assured the army will reassert in a short while the sovereignty of any part of the country that has been violated illegally by some irresponsible elements. Speaking in a telephone conversation on channels, Olukolade said we are working to ensure Goza as a town, its surroundings and other portions that terrorists seem to be moving around are secured, while he assured Nigerians that we are sure we will accomplish it in a short while. He said the loans sought by the presidency became imperative, as the funds would be used to upgrade equipment to meet the challenges of the moment. He also noted that on a regular basis we require, and we are sure we will get the regular upgrade that is required to conduct this operation properly, adding that we are encouraged that political authorities and Nigerians have appreciated the need for the military to be properly equipped to handle this operation. He said the military was already receiving upgraded weapons, but stressed the need for the soldiers to upgrade their response. He also debunked reports that Nigerian soldiers fled to Cameroon after a gun duel with suspected Boko Haram insurgents in Bamboru, Ngala, Borno State. The defense headquarters had on Tuesday confirmed the return of the troops from Cameroon, adding that they were addressed by the General Officer Commanding 3rd Division, Major General John Zaruwa, as they embark on another mission in the counter-terrorism campaign. So what have they gone to do in Cameroon if they were not running around, or if they were not being chased away by Boko Haram? What were they doing there? That is the question. We are reporting that fighting between Fulani herdsmen and farmers from Egon ethnic group has left at least 60 people dead in central Nigeria, mostly from machete cuts, police said on Thursday. The clashes broke out on Wednesday in Nasarawa State, a week after some Egon villagers accused Fulanis of stealing cattle. Nasarawa police spokesman Umaru Ismaila said by telephone. This is as a result of the lumping together of people who have no connection, no affinity at all, in whatever sense you think of it, in every ramification. They are not culturally related, they are not genealogically related in any way, they are not politically related. They do not have anything political, economic in common. Culturally, think of all those. They are not connected in anywhere. All ethnic nationalities lumped together in Nigeria are indivisible entities on their own, and they have their cultures, they have their way of life, they have their political systems in place, no matter how crude or laid back it is before the advent of the white man. These are some of the news headlines, and of course, we will dwell on important things concerning our people who are being chased around in Malaysia and other parts of the world, indigenous people of Biafra who are being maimed, who are being trampled upon, whose human rights have been violated in so many ways no one can count. And we are going to look into all this. We are also specifically and more importantly look into the funding for the second phase of the struggle. We are going to reappraise what we have done so far and what we have not been able to do. What is holding us? What is holding Biafra from being restored? The simple answer lies in the fact that there is need for human resources, there is need for the human capital aspect of it. The will is there, but the finance has not been made available for us to purchase the necessary logistics. And that is the second aspect of this struggle, which we are all lagging behind. There are some people, of course, who have gone out of their way to make sure that Biafra is not restored in any way, that Biafra is not restored. I will now go to Barrister Imam Mezu to give us his thoughts on what we have read in terms of the news headlines. But before then, if you want to make any contribution, that is after the panelists have said what they want to say, please call +44 744 8109 411 +44 744 8109 411, or simply call our Skype line, which is Radio Biafra 1. Radio Biafra 1. There is no other Skype line open at the moment. Please call Radio Biafra 1 when our lines are open. And that is when our panelists have all spoken and given us their perspective on the issues we have, of course, read out here in the news headlines. Barrister?
Yeah, thank you, Cheme, for the news that is a bit disgruntled and shabby in the way they wrote it.
Yes.
You managed to bring some meaningful understanding out of it. To be honest, Cheme, I will not be particularly interested in what's happening in the zoo. However, the only one comment I want to make on that area is gunmen went to army headquarters. Why couldn't they say Boko Haram? Gunmen and shot the leader, whichever leader is, shooting the army. Gunmen going to army barracks. And those army barracks, they have guns in their barracks. And gunmen came in there to, it's a rubbish news. I don't even know why they should bring that kind of a news before us. Gunmen went into. So if you're going to army barracks, who are those people there? Are they not men? Are they not with guns and armory? Somebody come from somewhere to attack you and got away with it, and some of your members are wounded and all the rest of that rubbish. They should carry on killing themselves. All we are concerned about is Biafrans should keep away, and nobody should be touching Biafrans, because we are not interested in gun battle. all Biafrans are doing, especially in the north, is their daily bread. They are not going to kill any Hausa man or woman or any Boko Haram. Instead, is the Boko Haram, Fulani, and their leaders are the people who are killing Biafrans for the sake of Islamization, for the sake of trying to get into our land and steal as they have been stealing. We are not into the business of killing. And this is taking me straight into Malaysia. I must say that Malaysia is a Muslim country. We should all realize this. So most of our people going into Malaysia, when I did commerce, there's something in commerce, is written, caveat emptor, let the buyer beware. When you are going into a Muslim country, whatever you get is what you will see. And you shouldn't complain. Our people, when you are going into a country where they do not like Christians, I don't know how you should compose or comport yourself. I do not know why we should be complaining if we are in a country that do not know about human respect, human rights, and human dignity. It's a shame. You are running away from zoo, from fire, and then jumping into a frying pan. I don't think that any country that is Islamic will treat Christians favorably. All of you should know this. Caveat emptor, let the buyer beware. You get in visa, you want to fly out, mind where you go. There is an axiom in law. When people are playing football and another player injure another player, there is an axiom befitting that particular argument. When one person shouts, this person has injured me, what can I do to sue and to get some money? The defense lawyer or barrister will tell you that if you have consented to playing football, whatever injury you get is what you've consented for. And it is called volunteer non-fit injuria. Volunteer non-fit injuria. You playing football, you get injured. That is part of the football. You go to Malaysia, you go to any Muslim country, whichever way they treat you, that is what you have consented to, because you are going into the country that do not understand the law, that do not recognize and did not sign into any UN charter for human rights. When you go there and they treat you badly, do not complain, because those countries do not know what is right or wrong or how human beings should be treated. When you go to an advanced country, especially Western world, if they treat you badly, you have the cause to fight back, because every Western country, they are signatories to the UN. Therefore, they abide and obey the law of mankind. For those in the what they called third world countries, they do not recognize goodness of mankind. Our people are being killed in Malaysia. For what? Police are ransacking and stealing all our people have made in order to sustain their own self and lives. But they are being killed unnecessarily because they are in a country where there is no human respect, where there's no human rights, and where there's no dignity. It is just like the zoo. Why? Because the zoo has been turned into an Islamic country. My people, beware. Curtail your movement. All of you should come together and let us go back to Biafra land, where respect for everybody is enshrined. Which therefore, let me give way and allow my colleagues to talk. I'm standing by.
Thank you, Barrister, for that. That was a good one, as always. Yes, Malaysia. Before I go to Mazio Tuosoro,